Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night with cold feet, heavy legs, or a painful cramping sensation that just won't go away? You might think it's just tiredness or a sign of getting older, but doctors are now issuing a massive warning. This isn't just a minor ache. It is a direct signal that your blood circulation is failing exactly when your body needs it most. While you are fast asleep and unconscious, your heart is struggling to push blood to your lower extremities, and the reason isn't a rare disease or bad luck. It is a silent crisis caused by one specific mistake you are likely making every single evening before your head hits the pillow. And what makes this so dangerous is that most people never connect the dots. They wake up groggy, shake out their legs, maybe rub their feet together under the blanket, and assume it will pass. But it doesn't pass. Night after night, the damage quietly compounds. The vessels in your legs are under stress you cannot see and cannot feel until it is almost too late. Millions of people are walking around right now with circulation that is slowly deteriorating, and they have no idea because the warning signs feel so ordinary. A little numbness, a little swelling, a little discomfort that you brush off before your morning coffee. That is exactly how this silent crisis wins. When you lie down to sleep, you lose the help of gravity. Your heart has to work twice as hard to keep blood flowing to your toes. But there is a hidden biological trap that turns your blood into what doctors call nighttime sludge. Instead of being a smooth, flowing river that repairs your veins, your blood becomes thick and sticky, moving like cold syrup through a tiny straw. This thick blood gets trapped in the narrow vessels of your legs, starving your muscles of oxygen and nutrients. If you ignore those cold toes or that swelling in your ankles, you aren't just ignoring discomfort. You are ignoring a plumbing system that is starting to clog and fail. Think about what your legs actually do for you every single day. They carry your entire body weight from the moment you get out of bed to the moment you collapse back into it. They absorb the shock of every step. They pump blood back up to your heart through a network of veins that fight gravity for every inch of that journey. Your legs have their own pumping mechanism built into the muscles, and every time you walk or move, those muscles squeeze the veins and push blood upward. But when you are lying still and sleeping, that muscular pump goes quiet. Everything depends on your heart and the quality of your blood in those critical nighttime hours. If your blood is thick, if your vessels are stressed, if your heart is already distracted, your legs are completely on their own, and they are losing. The one mistake killing your flow is eating a heavy, dense meal too close to bedtime. When you consume heavy fats or large portions late at night, your body enters a state of internal war. Your digestive system demands a massive amount of blood to break down that food, leaving your heart with almost nothing left to send down to your legs. While you are trying to dream, your heart is screaming for help, forced to choose between digesting your dinner and keeping your circulation alive. This is why you wake up with numbness and pain. Your legs were effectively starving for circulation while you slept. Here is the part that most people never hear. When your digestive system is working overtime at night, it doesn't just steal blood from your legs. It raises your internal body temperature, it elevates your heart rate, and it forces your liver and kidneys to work during the hours they are supposed to be recovering. Your entire body goes into a kind of forced labor shift when it should be in deep repair mode. And during that forced labor shift, a specific enzyme your body produces naturally, an enzyme responsible for keeping your blood vessel walls flexible and smooth, gets completely suppressed. Without that enzyme doing its job, your vessel walls begin to stiffen. Night after night of this, and those walls lose their ability to expand and contract the way they need to. That is how what starts as occasional leg cramps slowly becomes a permanent circulation problem that no amount of morning stretching can fix. There is also the issue of inflammation. A heavy late-night meal, especially one that is rich in processed ingredients or saturated fats, triggers an inflammatory response in your bloodstream. Inflammation is your body's alarm system, and when that alarm goes off in the middle of the night, it sends chemical signals that cause your blood vessels to narrow. Narrower vessels mean slower blood flow. Slower blood flow in already compromised circulation means that the muscles in your calves, your shins, and your feet are essentially being cut off. The tingling you feel when you wake up isn't just your leg falling asleep. It is your body trying to send you an emergency broadcast that your circulation is being choked from the inside. To save your legs and restore your flow, you must follow the 3-hour rule starting tonight. Your last bite of heavy food must happen at least 3 hours before you lie down. This gives your body enough time to finish the hard work of digestion so that when you sleep, your heart can focus entirely on flushing out the toxins in your veins. Additionally, drinking just 4 ounces of room temperature water an hour before bed acts like a natural lubricant for your blood, preventing it from thickening into that dangerous nighttime sludge. These small changes don't cost a penny, but they are the difference between waking up with healthy, vibrant legs or facing a future of chronic circulation failure. But the 3-hour rule is only the beginning. While you are giving your digestive system time to wind down, you also need to think about what you do with your body in that final hour before sleep. Most people make the mistake of going from the dinner table directly to the couch, sitting completely still, letting their legs go passive while the blood starts to pool. Instead, a slow 10-minute walk after your evening meal does something remarkable. It activates that muscular pump in your legs, pushes the pooled blood back toward your heart, and gives your circulation a final boost before you lie down. You don't need a gym, you don't need equipment. You need 10 minutes of slow, deliberate movement, and your legs will remember it for the entire night. Elevating your legs slightly while you sleep is another strategy that costs absolutely nothing and pays enormous dividends. Placing a folded pillow or a rolled blanket under your ankles so that your feet are just a few inches above the level of your heart allows gravity to become your ally instead of your enemy. That gentle incline lets blood drain away from the lower legs passively, relieving pressure on the vessel walls and giving your veins a chance to decompress after a full day of fighting upward. People who try this for the first time often report waking up with less swelling in their feet than they have experienced in years. It is not magic. It is basic physics working in your favor for once. There is also the question of what you are drinking during the evening. Alcohol and caffeine, even in moderate amounts, are powerful dehydrating agents. Dehydration is one of the fastest ways to thicken your blood. When you are dehydrated, the plasma in your blood, the liquid that carries your red blood cells, decreases in volume. The same number of cells are now crammed into less fluid. The blood becomes denser, it moves slower, and in the narrow capillaries of your feet and toes, slower movement means the difference between warmth and that ice-cold sensation that jolts you awake at 2 in the morning. Cutting off caffeine after 4 in the afternoon and replacing that evening glass of wine with water or a gentle herbal tea is not just good advice for your sleep quality. It is active protection for your circulation. Your circulation is the lifeline of your mobility. Every night you repeat this mistake, you are putting an unbearable tax on your veins that will eventually lead to permanent damage. It is time to stop being a slave to late-night cravings and start being the protector of your own health. Consider what is actually at stake. Poor circulation in the legs is not just uncomfortable. It is the underlying condition behind some of the most life-altering medical events a person can experience. Deep vein thrombosis, where a blood clot forms in the deep veins of the leg, is directly linked to prolonged periods of restricted blood flow. Peripheral artery disease, which causes painful cramping during walking and can eventually lead to tissue death, begins silently in the vessels long before a doctor ever catches it. Varicose veins, chronic venous insufficiency, restless leg syndrome, all of these conditions have one thing in common. They are rooted in years of inadequate circulation that nobody took seriously because the early symptoms felt like nothing more than tiredness and age. You are not powerless against this. That is the most important thing to understand. Your veins are living tissue. They respond to the choices you make. When you give your circulation the right conditions, proper timing of meals, adequate hydration, gentle movement, correct sleeping position, your body has a remarkable ability to repair and restore. The vessels that were stiff can regain flexibility. The blood that was thick can become fluid again. The legs that were cold and cramping can wake up warm and rested. This is not wishful thinking. This is how the human body is designed to function when you stop working against it. If you are ready to fix your flow and protect your legs, make a commitment to yourself right now. Changing your evening routine is the most powerful medicine you can give your heart and your legs. Don't wait for the pain to get worse. Take control of your circulation tonight and give your body the peaceful, flowing rest it deserves. Start with just one change this evening. Push your last meal 3 hours back from bedtime. Drink your 4 ounces of water. Take 10 minutes to walk slowly around your home before you lie down. Slide a pillow under your ankles. These are not sacrifices. These are investments. And the return on that investment is waking up tomorrow morning with legs that feel alive, with feet that are warm, with a body that spent the night healing instead of struggling. That is what your legs deserve. That is what you deserve. The choice is yours, and you can make it tonight.